What's up guys, Sekapoko here, bringing you another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. So we're doing my first run through for the brand new Neptune Colosseum, and this video is probably released about 3 hours after the Colosseum was released. We got a couple teams in, learned about the fight, and put as much stuff as we could into the fights as possible. So this is my first set of teams in the first 3 hours. I'll probably have another video out sometime tomorrow, the day after, or something like that, to go over some other teams for this, but this is the first run through for the teams we have here. I'll go over the unit and a couple other things about him. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into it. Okay guys, so let's go over Colosseum Neptune as a unit. Colosseum Neptune is a cerebral powerhouse character that's going to max out initially at 2,598 HP, 1,401 attack. His captain ability is going to be boost the attack of all characters by 2 times, XP gained by 1.5 times, and recover 5 times recovery in 8 HP at the end of every turn. So he's basically the same as the Rare Recruit Neptune, except instead of being a 2.25 booster, he's a 2 times booster. And instead of just getting a normal normal XP boost, he's also going to get that recovery at the end of every turn, making him a very cool character to have recovery on. I believe if he gets an extra 100 recovery here just pre-limit break, he's going to have a very, very large recovery stat. So definitely go for attack and recovery on this character if you're going to do any cotton candies. I would recommend just getting recovery regardless, just because that's a smart play. His sailor ability is going to boost the attack, HP, and recovery of cerebral characters by 75 if you're using this character as a sailor. And then reduce despair attack down duration by 5 turns, and reduces enemies' resilience buff by 5 turns as well. It's also going to reduce the enemy's defense of all enemies by a large amount. Usually it's like 80 or 90%, so it's just a large defense reduction. And then it's going to amplify the orbs of cerebral and powerhouse characters by 1.75 for 3 turns, making him a very good unit to use in a room before going into a boss room in order to get your orb boost and then bring that boost into the final boss room. Very, very cool unit to have in your arsenal. I would say definitely a must farm unit because of all the cool things you're going to have for future content. Attack down removal, very good. Attack down and despair together, very, very good. Useful in a previous Colosseum, I believe, for attack down and despair. And then reduce enemies' resilience turns by 5 is very, very good. I think the only other character in the game that does that is the Raid Bartolomeo. That's free to play anyways. So having a second character that does that, very, very nice. And then it's reduced the defense of all enemies by a certain percentage as well, giving you defense reduction on this unit. So much utility on this unit. He's just so good. He does so many things. And definitely, if you don't have the Strength Neptune, this is the best replacement for him. So great unit to have in your arsenal. For the first run of the evening, what we'll be doing is running a very, very OP as fuck team. And we'll be running this against the first stage with Fukaboshi. And the reason I'm running this team is because I was like, hey, what can I bring that reduces like every single debuff in the game? And like just offhandedly, it was a whole waifu team, and I thought it was like, oh, that's funny. So that's the reason I brought the team. One of the things to note here is that I have the silencer, which is pudding, and pudding is actually really good for this entire Colosseum, so definitely a big MVP for this Colosseum is pudding. Going into the room 4, what's going to happen is we're going to get I don't know, the two other brothers for Shiroshi, I can't remember their names, but one of them is going to get an attack up and recovery up the buff on themselves, and they're also going to get Dex and quick orbs to be negative orbs for 99 turns, and you're also going to be locked onto the right hand side guy for the quick one for 99 turns. So one of the funny things with this team is that I actually used the Nebeja shape, just like unintentionally had a way of killing that guy. I was like, oh, well, that was easy. I just did enough damage to get him down to under 1% and kill him with the ship, which is really funny. To be fair, I mean, if you bring out a Saibarto, that'd probably be fine to get rid of the resilience buff, and you can just kill him and then kill the other guy right afterward. But this is fine. What's funny about using Katakuri here is that you get the delay, so nothing actually happened to me on turn 1, and then we were able to kill him on turn 2. Then going into the boss room with Fukaboshi, not super difficult. I mean, like, I was trying to figure out if he did anything, and I couldn't really see if he did anything special, so all I know is that I monstered through it and it was fine. All you have to know is that he silences for 3 turns right away, so he was here for silence reduction just in case I need it. So if you want to, make sure he's putting in the final boss, and you should have a lot easier time. On Fukaboshi, on turn 4, he's going to give you attack down. So every other turn, he's going to give you badly matching orbs, and on turn 4, he's going to give you attack down. The next team I'm running is a Nami and Blackbeard team, and the only reason Blenheim's here is because I thought the Dex and Psi or negative orb beneficial orb enable was on this fight as well, but basically the reason we're doing this team is because I thought of it because of the Zoro fights that we were running, and it was actually just easy to run this against the quick Hody. Into the first mini boss room, we got Vanderdecken and Wadatsuni. Vanderdecken is going, and Wadatsuni have a damage. I think it's HP cut per turn debuff, and then I think it's a 20 or 10% HP cut per turn. And then they also are going to have reduced damage, percent reduced damage taken by 50% or so. It's really not that much. I actually did enough to kill them with my Katakuri team the first time I did this, and then you just kill them with normal damage with this team. Pretty much any subs are going to work here. You don't need a ton of damage. Blackbeard damage is enough to carry you through. Blackbeard plus Nami is enough to carry you through. If you have Blackbeard, great. If you have Nami, great. Either one works. You don't need to have either as a captain. It's really not specific. Blenheim, you don't need either. Dex Kizaru, you don't need, but it helps out for chain boost. When you get on the final fight with Hody, Hody's going to give you a ship seal for 99 turns, and he's going to make it be delay immune as well as that massive Turnberry that we talked about. Colosseum Lucy, really good units to have here. It makes it really easy to just get full orbs and just do damage. And the blind that you get for 5 turns is kind of annoying, but you don't even need the Robin. You can do it away with Dex Kizaru. We can do this. Alright guys, so we are on our second run through of doing this. The first time I did this with the Katakuri team, I used Hina, and I didn't realize I had to have a quicker side captain. I was able to complete it, but I have no idea what the other inert mechanics are yet. As of right now, what we know is that stage 3 is kind of an annoying stage, and you have some recommended characters just below me here to get rid of the mechanics there. But otherwise, as a Colosseum, it's pretty complicated. It's not 100% rare recruit required, but hey, I'm telling you, for one, Katakuri really is nice here. You only need 1 though, so if you did want to bring a Lucy or something like that, that might actually work okay. There might be some other characters you might want to use. I'm not 100% sure what you would want to use, but I can tell you that the delay is super nice on the Neptune stage. I can tell you that on the other stages it's also nice because it reduces a lot of damage you take and everything. So all of it's okay. It's nice. There are other ships you can use. There's lots of characters you can use on this team. The first time we did this, we used the new Beja ship, and I just want to do it with a different ship. Just try it out and have some fun a little bit. And big thing here is you're forcing to stall on stage 1, not too difficult. For this team, we're having a lot of different boosters. Of course, there's a lot of legends on it because this is my first. This is the first team I did that successfully ran it through. So I'm just going to give you a rundown exactly how I ran through it on the first time. So when we get into stage 3, we're going to have Jinbei, who's going to have 1.5 million HP. He's going to have 3 fishmen around him, and they're all going to have about 77,000 HP each. They're all pretty annoying to deal with, so make sure you kill them quickly. It's not that nice. They're not nice. So there are only a couple ways of getting around the mechanics on stage 3, where we're going to have preemptive that's going to bind our captains for 6 turns, and then we're going to get a chain coefficient reduction for 3 turns at a 1.03. Jinbei is going to have about 1.5 million HP, and the fishermen about 77,000 each. So there are 4 characters in the entire game that you can use to get rid of this bind, as well as get rid of either chain coefficient reduction, or to get rid of a or to give you a chain lock, so you can kind of bypass the mechanic. Pudding is the free-to-play character that gets rid of the bind, as well as gives you a chain lock in order to make this a little bit easier as a stage. And what we're gonna do is we of course use the pudding for the chain lock, and then just start damage on Jinbei. Overall, it was like the easiest way I could find in doing damage to the stage while still, still being okay. I didn't really see Jinbei having too many mechanics, and he is delayable here. On turn 1, he's going to remove all positive buffs and become immune for 99 turns. And the nice thing with Katakuri here is since you're doing over 1 million damage in the first stage, you're instantly going to delay him, and he's not going to do any damage to you, which makes it a very, very cool character to bring here. Now, even with the 1.03 chain lock coefficient that we're getting here, or whatever it may be, it's it's really, really bad, whatever it is. It makes this really, really easy to get through this stage. On stage 4, we're going to get Fisher Tiger, who's going to have a 2.6 million HP pool, and is going to give himself a 2-turn delay immunity, 2 turns of defense up, as well as 2 turns of attack up. Now, the big thing on this stage is I tried bursting right away on this stage, and literally I did no damage. So you can try doing a little bit of damage right away here, but to be honest, you're going to do very, very little damage. So I recommend just chilling out for 1 turn, or maybe 2 turns here, and just taking the hits if you can. With my damage reduction, I'm taking about 8,600 a turn, and it's not a lot, but you know, it does help. Now, to my knowledge, he does a death hit that does a 90% HP cut, but I'm not actually sure if it's a 90% HP cut or not. So what I'm going to do here is we're going to go ahead and pop a Katakuri special just to get some orb here. Now, if you I could have saved up on the orbs and not had that, but you know, it's fine. We're going to go ahead and use our orb boost here, and then I'm going to go ahead and pop this damage reduction just to see exactly what he does. I'm not 100% sure. So we're going to go ahead and go in, and just know that your Aokiji is not going to get the orb boost, so try to attack with him first. I should have mentioned that, actually. And then we're going to get damage on the pudding and kill him. So I did about 3.5 million damage, no problem. On the death here, it looks like my first initial reaction was 90% HP cut, so it is a 90% HP cut, so I was correct there. And then he's going to give you all badly matching orbs, which I didn't put in here, but you get all badly matching, so now you know. Now, on his revive, with Katakuri, you're getting the badly matching turning into matching because of his captain ability. You should be perfectly fine going into the final room. Now, going into this final room with Neptune, Neptune is going to have a 1-hit perfect barrier on all the adds. It's going to have about a 6.2 million HP pool, attack for 8,400 every turn, and the preemptive is going to give you block orbs in the top row. We're going to have tandem in the middle row and bomb in the bottom row. Now, what I thought was I could bring Pedro here, and Pedro would make it so that I could just wave clear through the barrier here and kill all the adds. Game Width had him down at a 90-something thousand HP amount, which obvious he had him down at 77,000, which is obviously not true now that I'm seeing this, but that's perfectly fine. So we're gonna go ahead and start damage on the Neptune, and I'm just gonna attack Neptune right away. I guess I could start on this dude, but yeah, I guess we can start on this dude. Yeah, no, we'll just start on Neptune. We'll go all in on him and see what happens. I probably should have attacked with him last, but it's okay. So we just wanted to do a little bit over 2 million damage, so we get the delay off here, and then we're going to go ahead and kill all the adds and Neptune as well. It should be more than enough damage with all this in here. I'm going to go ahead and pop my Katakuri specials to get my delayed attack boost, which is what I really needed it for anyways, and then we're going to go ahead and finish off this room, and that should be all she wrote. Oh shoot, I messed up. Bam. Cool, and then there's the fight for Neptune. Katakuri makes it super easy with that delay mechanic. I mean, it's ridiculous how easy that was. So far, not a ton difficult with this Colosseum. There are other ways of doing it. I mean, if you had another character you wanted to bring instead of Aokiji, you could try that, but the problem is like orb manipulation plus type boost is hard to come by. If you do know of a character that does that, great. That would work out there. For our second team of the day, we're going to be running a V2 Aokiji team with Judge sub, Marco sub, Hina, and the new Lemon Brewer Tashigi. Now, the Tashigi, I think you can replace with Legend Tesoro, I think. Then that might actually be a better character to bring. Not 100% on that, but I'm pretty sure that would be better. Then you can also bring, instead of Tashigi, you can, sorry, not Tashigi, instead of Judge, there's not a ton of replacements because you kind of want a character that brings bind reduction, and if you have a character that brings 3 turns of bind reduction, you can put him in this place instead. I think there's a few, but not a lot of them give damage boost as well. But you don't need Judge. Judge is here just because he's a beat stick and he's 100% replaceable. Unfortunately, I don't think there is a replacement for Hina. And Marco is replaceable by Shirahoshi or Manshir. Probably just Shirahoshi. Maybe Manchuri. I'm 80% on Manchuri. You can try it. You really just need a healer. That's the thing. And the reason you need a healer is because you need to be able to heal up some of the damage that you got from the previous room, just to make sure you have enough HP. You may not need the heal depending on how you run the team and how efficiently you do everything, but, you know, the safe thing is to bring the healer. And this team is relatively safe. It's got lots of turns. You can take lots of hits. You don't have to feel like you're like in a big spot. It's definitely a safe team, and that's what I like about it. On the Jinbei stage, there's a second mechanic that I didn't write in here. Basically, on turn 3, he's going to bind you again and give you a chain lock for 3 turns at, I believe, a 1.1 for 3 turns. So if you don't want to have that happen, make sure you kill Jinbei on the first turn or the second turn. You have 2 turns basically to kill Jinbei. On Fisher Tiger, what we're going to have is this team just going to, on the first 2 turns, just basically stall out, do a little bit of damage. No big deal. You just have to have at least 27,000 with HP going into the room with level 3 damage reduction. I think I actually have some other kinds of damage reduction on this team as well, because I don't know actually how hard Fisher Tiger hits, and we were trying to figure it out during this fight, and we couldn't figure out exactly how much it was. Going into the final room, though, we got Neptune. We just pop our chain lock as well as a Kuzan special, and we're pretty much done. That's all there is to it.
Locked onto the phone, and I wished I'd had a number so I could be color unknown, and then I tell her to look into my eyes and never let it go.
And the final team of the night is a very, very fun team with a Sanji, Marco, Psylaw, V2 Dofi, and V2 Rayleigh team. Now, you can either use G4 Captain or Marco Captain, whatever you have in your box, totally fine. The 2 100% required units for this team are going to be the Psylaw and the V2 Dofi because of how we're running this team. Now, Rayleigh, there are a lot of replacements for, and there are a lot of replacements for Marco, so don't think you're locked into those 2 picks. There are other characters you can use. One of them would be the Id Pudding instead of Marco. That would probably work here on the Jinbei stage as well. I decided to use Marco because it would be the more efficient unit to bring. The Dex Rayleigh is also not 100% needed. You can use the Dex Nami if you wish. There are a lot of other units you can use as well. You just need a character that does 2 different types of boosts that will actually boost the Sanji. And you can use a conditional booster if you wish, or you can use something else as well as an orb booster. There's more than a few characters that you can bring instead of this Rayleigh. However, I would think the Rayleigh would be one of the best units you can bring. If you don't want to bring 2 different types of boosts, it might be a little bit tougher to do this, but you really only need to do 3 million damage. So my personal opinion is an orb booster would be great. Like you can bring Fuji, Raid Fuji, that might be okay. The trick is though, you're gonna have to do at least 3 million damage on the Sanji, and that it's kind of hard to achieve without either a color affinity boost along with it or not, but you might be able to pull it out. I'm not 100% sure. I haven't tried with other subs, but I'm pretty sure that you can get a good amount of damage on the overkill on the revive. So the strategy is basically on turn 2 on Fisher Tiger, you are basically going to jump, chill out, and then when Fisher Tiger attacks you, you then attack with your Sanji as well as a G4 special in order to get enough damage. Then you're able to use, then you're going to jump with Sanji again right afterward in order to get everything up. And you should be perfectly fine, even with the 90% HP cut, because right after that, below 30% HP, the Fisher Tiger is going to enrage. The thing with Sanji, since you're jumping here, you should be okay, but the problem is you don't want to do too much damage, and so you're going to jump with a Sanji, and I have just enough time with the G4 to get the 4x boost with the G4 for 1 turn, and then going in with the Rayleigh special. With the Sanji special, we have more than enough damage to kill everything. I'm a little unsure if you could do this with just an orb boost, but I guess you could try it out. I haven't actually thought about it. I know that with the V2 Rayleigh, we're doing like double the damage we need to actually do. So you could probably get away with just an orb booster because you just need to do about 3 million damage. It is a little tricky to run this. So just know that if you can't get this perfect, it's a little hard. Alright guys, my name is Sekapoko. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did enjoy the video, make sure you smack that like button down below, as well as the subscribe button down below, so we get lots of support on the channel, and of course, keep the channel growing. If you guys do want to get notifications on all my videos, make sure you hit the bell notification right next to it so you guys get notifications every time I drop a video. If you guys want to check out the last couple of videos, they're right over there, and you guys have a great rest of your day. Peace.